Are you having any second thoughts about today?
Any?
Any second thoughts about moving ahead today?
Oh no, I'm not doing it for any program. I'm doing it for myself. Purely selfish need to finish the punishment and suffering of my life. That's why I'm doing it. The fact that I can have the opportunity of promoting maids is good. I'm wanting to promote it because I think it's an excellent program and should be made available to more and more people who are eligible for it.
You got lots of people out there.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
Well, we're having a celebration, you see.
What are we celebrating?
My passing.
Yeah. Fair enough.
My career, my life, my success in producing a most lovely and
beautiful family.
Mutually supportive family.
Yeah, you must have done something right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've reached a point in my life, you may think it odd at the age of 98, when I feel I've actually achieved most of the things that might be possible for me to achieve. I've been rather successful in that way. When I began writing my own obituary, because it was found that I had cancer in the bladder. So that got scraped out and treated with radiation therapy. But then I got worse and worse and worse. I'm much worse now. So I don't want to wait any longer. I can see why people are concerned that someone might change their minds. It's a theoretical idea. In actual fact, you've got people who have anticipated very well that they are going to become confused in the near future. They're beginning to forget, and they're getting worried about what's going to happen to them. And then they look around, and what do they see happening to them? Put in long-term care where care is terrible. I actually had the experience. I was a resident in medicine. And I thought, well, I'm going to go to Britain and see what they do. So I went to a place run by Dr. Warren. And what she did was provide a program where you identify the need, identify the program needed, identify where it can be answered, and follow up to make sure that it is appropriately dealt with. So then I came back and tried to set it up in Sherbrooke. There was a long-term care hospital there where the patient died the day after admission because nobody had bothered to find out what medications they were on. So I said, well, look, I'll provide a system where we assess the need and make sure that they're properly met. The board, after consultation, said, you're trying to turn this place into a hospital. We don't want anything like that. It's always the same question. Can we afford it? It's going to interfere with our finances. We can't do all the things we want to do with the government income. And therefore, we're going to cut this because nobody knows, no one will notice. And it doesn't really matter anyway because their lives are short and they're not contributing to the economy. So the sooner they go, the better. Eventually, I joined McMaster because I had a plan for long-term care, the CCAC, which was adopted by the government. And they were excellent. They were identify the need, identify the program, arrange for the policeman to be suitable for that program and follow up. That whole thing got cut financially. And you know what it looked like under COVID. So that was my final defeat in my life, you might say.
The most important question I'll ask you today, actually, is whether you're ready to begin. Because when you answer that question, you can send me packing, and there's no harm, no foul. But if you give me an affirmation at that point, that's when I'm going to attach the first medication.
Yeah.
And so there'll be no surprise about when it starts or how it starts. And you're always going to be in control of that question, okay?
Yeah, yeah. As any below, I confirm that I was given the opportunity to withdraw my request. And I give express consent to receiving medical assistance in dying at this time. Right. You want a signature right here.
If that's what you agree with.
For the last year of my life has been one taking medications, having radiation, having a general weakness. So yeah, so I think it's a mistake to make people wait like this. And why are people afraid of it when in fact it's a wonderful release? Well, they're not afraid of death. What they're afraid of is dying. And the reason for it is because, as I described already, long-term care can be so extraordinarily painful and distressing and difficult. And the reason for my doing this video is to try to warn people, let your voices be heard, or the same thing will happen again. You'll find that with the problems of recovering from COVID and the recovering from the environmental hazards that we're creating every year, there's not going to be any money left over for seniors in long-term care. We've got to have our voices heard because we have made our contribution.
So nothing will happen by surprise, nothing will happen when he's unexpected. He will totally be in control of when that first medication gets attached to the tubing, and once it is, I will let him know that I'm starting to give it. Now once the medication starts going, he can't change his mind. At that point he'll be under the influence almost immediately. So I will go ahead in no particular rush. I will just work my way through the protocol gently so that he just falls right asleep until it's complete. And I will check and verify when his heart has stopped. And I would, if you were there, I would tell you, but I will then notify the family. I thank you for your trust, and it's been an honor to be involved in your care.
Thank you very much.
You're a remarkable man.